Today we're going to be spectating a Celestial Spider-Man to see what he does better and how we can improve together. So we have our guy here, 6-foot humble Arab, and to be honest, I'm really excited to watch this one. I'm going to find a lot of this very impressive, by the way, because I don't know how to play Spider-Man at all. Like, I've used him for a couple of guides and a couple of videos, but other than that, I've never used Spider-Man. Now, this guy is on keyboard and mouse, so if he's doing crazy flex, then it's because he's a keyboard and mouse player. That was a good dive, man. He's straight on the support right here. And he's using his web sling to get out perfectly. He gets killed by the other Spider-Man in the other team. And this guy's a Celestial player. Like I said, I'm going to find most of this very impressive because a lot of it is aim, targeting, then obviously dashing into them, keeping your rotations going because you need to keep a web sling to escape fights as well. So as you can see, he hits a couple of shots there. He only gets one of them. And the enemy team's going to get this, but he's holding on purpose because he's waiting for his Penny Parker to dive in as well. And he focuses particular players, mainly supports obviously. You don't really want to be fighting tanks with Spider-Man. It's really difficult to do. And he's going to try 1v1 a Spider-Man, and he gets him this time because he has the team up with Venom. And so does the other one as well, actually. So they both have the same even playing field when it comes to that. And he's using his health packs very well here. And it's all about knowing where to web sling to get to the points very quick. He's doing a lot of bunny hop cancels here. So instead of using the animation that hits you onto the ground, you do the wee flip animation. He's bouncing straight off the ground. So a lot of this is very impressive movement, by the way. He's missed all of his shots so far, so he can't do any get over here combos. He's web slinging the Venom, but he's realized that they're all clustered together, so he's not really going to get much, and he's got straight back out of there. So it's all really important. I think the main thing, I'm not a massive Spider-Man player, I'm not going to pretend to be really good. This one's more just an entertainment one, if I'm being honest. But always Spider-Man players tell you to keep one web sling to escape. That is kind of what you want to do there. Now, what he's done there was he should have tried to grip onto the wall. I don't know if he just kind of wasn't close enough. But he could have maybe saved himself by gripping onto the wall there, but I'm not really too sure. Now these bounces into the ground cancels are really good here. And now he's getting into his combo stride. He could kill this Venom actually. But he's managed to pull him and use his ultimate. He's got the Spider-Man. And he gets the Spider-Man out. Man, this is very impressive movement. I know he's died a couple of times. But to be honest, I'm impressed by this. And like, he needs to find a health pack pretty quickly here actually. There's one down to his below here. He's got that one to his right as well. He probably should have played the health pack first and then went in, because the health pack was right there. He could have just used it. I know he's trying to like kind of keep the push going, and I do that from time to time myself, so it's kind of hard to train that out of you when you really just want to start getting back into the fight. But at that point, the health pack was only like a second away. He should have grabbed it first and then obviously continued his thing. The other Spider-Man seems to be pretty good as well, actually, on the other team. And he's definitely focusing these supports pretty well here. And he gets killed by the Invisible Woman, I think. Yeah, so he does die a couple of times. It looks like most of his deaths are at the start of this game. And then he does better in the second round. So we'll see how that actually goes. He plays Spider-Man the whole entire game. People must have been telling him to get off of Spider-Man, then he turns up in the second half. But this is a PSA, by the way. If anyone is playing Spider-Man in my games and they're not at least as good as this guy, don't play Spider-Man, please, because honestly, I've had enough of people playing Spider-Man that are absolutely fucking terrible. So that's one thing I do want to mention. So he could, the Venom does the shield thing. If he waits a couple of seconds, focuses someone else, the shields of the Venom will run out. You can then go back and fight him again. He managed to get that Spider-Man with a couple of web shots. His aim is pretty good as well, man. Like, your aim with Spider-Man needs to be really solid to hit those web slings and those web shots. So they will get that Doctor Strange kill because it's a 2v1. And now he's going to 1v1 this other Spider-Man. And I think a lot of the Spider-Man players like to have like that Venom team up because it gives them another way of killing enemy players without having to be super accurate, because most of Spider-Man's abilities revolve around accuracy. Now they're on a 1v1, and he used his Venom combo as well just there. So these two Spider-Mans are definitely fighting at it, man. Like, they don't want to let each other go for some reason. I think this guy's got his movement down. I think maybe a bit of decision making needs to change a little bit. That was a really good ultimate, to be honest. And now he's after the Spider-Man. Like, he doesn't need to keep focusing the Spider-Man. Like, I know it's cool to kill the other Spider-Man, and I get that. But if he's kind of too far away from the fight and he's not causing any issues, you don't really need to fight the other Spider-Man. But I suppose he is keeping them distracted. Obviously, even this Venom, he's kind of fighting him instead of being in the front line, where their Venom is probably in the front line doing some supporting of his team.
Back in the swing of things.
Now, as Spider-Man, I think one of the main things you want to do is try and stay alive as often as you can. And I suppose he's a high-skilled player, so it's a lot easier said than done. And he gets frozen here. That was a really good freeze by the Luna Snow. But you should expect that, because that is exactly what Luna Snow Mantis is going to try and do to you if you're diving them. They're going to try and freeze you. He does get the Invisible Woman. Now he gets the health pack. And now he should be looking to get a quick pick on whoever he can. The Venom gets his shields back off and he starts to sling away. But both him and his Venom are basically chasing this Venom down, man. It's unfortunate, but it's always like a 2v1. He's playing well relatively with his Venom, which is good, because both of them can dive, and that is kind of how you want to play it. If you are doing the combo, make sure you dive together. It's going to keep you alive a lot longer, because you've got a Venom as a shield buffer essentially here. And I don't know who heals him there, but that is really good healing, man. He only survived that because he got healed by his teammate. And that Spider-Man's after the health pack as well. So they're all going to be going after the health packs. Obviously, that's why the Spider-Mans are quite on the edge of the maps fighting, because that's where the health packs are. And again, he gets his ultimate again, a really, really good one there. He gets 2 wipes. One's on the other Spider-Man, one's on the Invisible Woman. And he is focusing the Invisible Woman quite a lot. He doesn't need to focus the tanks as much, unless it's the other Venom, I think, because it's a dive hero. Now that we're happy through this video, if you are enjoying it, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Now, I'm not claiming to be any pro Spider-Man player. I'm probably not even a silver Spider-Man, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. This one's more for entertainment and just to see how Spider-Man players actually play and why mines don't play like this. So let's get straight back into it. I wish I had Spider-Man players in my games that played like half as good as this. Then I wouldn't be so annoyed that they were like dying constantly and literally providing no value to the team whatsoever. But this guy is doing pretty decent. He's still diving. He's diving with his Venom, and he is making use of that team up, which is obviously really important. And his ultimate usage is actually really good, to be honest. I think that's one thing I do need to point out, is that every time he uses his ultimate, he gets at least 1 to 2 kills with it, which is actually pretty solid if you think about it. I think he should play health packs a little bit more than he does, but other than that, I think he's doing a solid job, to be honest. I think he's a pretty solid Spider-Man. Obviously, there's places for him to improve, but I think Spider-Man in general is a very difficult character to play. For me personally, I don't have the mechanical skill to do any of this stuff that this guy's doing, so I can't judge too much. The only advice I could give is if you could do a slightly better job with a different hero, then you're probably better off switching off if you're trying to win the game, obviously. But this guy is obviously trying to be a good Spider-Man within the game, so again, it just comes down to what it is you're trying to achieve. If you want to get wins and climb ranks, maybe playing Spider-Man is not the best thing to do in general anyway. That was a great web sling or get over here, or the other get over here that you can do where you pull yourself to the enemy. I don't know what they're called exactly, because there's one where it pulls you towards the enemy, and then there's one that pulls the enemy towards you. And you obviously want to bind the buttons onto two different things. So if you didn't already know that, that is pretty much what these guys are doing. You can do it on controller and on PC. Obviously, this guy's on PC. So again, he's double teaming with his Venom here to take out the other Venom, which is obviously what you want to be doing. And then obviously, they kind of need to get onto the point so they can get the rest of this charge up to get the payload moving again. Good wall climb right there. I think the wall climb mechanics in this game, playing Venom quite a lot, needs to be slightly better in my opinion. I think the way you need to kind of look directly onto the wall to then grapple onto it, I think if you were able to kind of do it from angles whilst holding the X button or holding the button that you need to use to climb, I think that would make it a lot better. Because I think it's just not quite as intuitive as it could be. Again, man, this guy gets 2 wipes with, or 2 kills essentially with his ultimate. His ultimate usage is fantastic. So this is going to be a good dive, I can already tell, because of the way he kind of got behind the enemy team. So basically swings up and then spins, turns around back into behind the enemy team, and he's distracted that Luna Snow for a good amount of time now. So as you can see here, Luna Snow not in the fight, not able to heal our team. If he focuses the invisible woman as well, yeah, she did, but it was obviously a bit too late. And then basically that was it. So he focused both of the supports and they're both gone out the team. Amazing job there, to be honest. Like, I think the guy did a fantastic job there. So obviously he's fighting the other Spider-Man again. I think this is just like an ego thing when the 2 Spider-Man just have to fight each other just because there's 2 Spider-Mans in the game to show which one's the better one. And he's got that Venom ability as well, so he can jump in here and use that Venom attack whenever he's ready now. So again, he's trying to support his team, and I'm not too sure if he meant to try and fight the Spider-Man or what. And he destroys the other Spider-Man there, man. What a combo. That is ridiculous, man. As soon as you land that sticky web, I think it's like pretty insane because you know you're definitely going to be able to grab onto them. Then he gets the Punisher as well. And then he probably kills the Spider-Man again. I think the way his momentum's going right now, he's doing a lot better than he was in the first round. And I don't think he's going to die nearly as much because at this point, the other Spider-Man's not getting supported much by his team. I'd like to see someone get pulled off the map. I think that's one thing we've not seen in this game. And again, another good ultimate placement, man. This guy's ultimate placement is insane when it comes to using Spider-Man. That's one thing he's great with, and I think most of his kills have came from ultimates. Which is not a bad thing. It's part of your kit, you should use it. And his bunny hops are really good too, man. Like, the timing on that, fantastic. I would like to see a controller Spider-Man player to see if they can do it as smooth as this. Because I know on controller it's a lot more difficult to land those sticky web shots compared to on keyboard and mouse. And I mean, he doesn't have to focus this Spider-Man. I know he's doing it for an ego thing, but he could be helping his teammate a little bit more here. That's all I'm saying. This is a way better use of his time than to fight the other Spider-Man. Now, obviously he does die here, but to be honest, he gets this Punisher off the turret, which is good. And then his Venom follows up with an ultimate. Okay, so he's straight in now. I can see him dying here. That was a good web sling, man. That was good cover. And he managed to focus the support again, man. He's got his ultimate again. Oh, what? That was great. The way he actually got the health pack there with his kind of dash of his web sling, I actually think he done really well. Obviously, the other Spider-Man was just on him constantly there, so obviously that's just one thing. He probably could have used his ultimate or his E if he still had it. I'm not too sure. The Venom team up if he still had it. Not sure if that would have saved him right enough. But that was great what he just did there. Quick combo. He's killing. So there we have it. Our Spider-Man goes 34 and 13 in this game, and to be honest, he does play relatively well. I think obviously his decision making for certain parts were obviously just the fact that he wanted to 1v1 the other Spider-Man quite a lot, and he could have supported the team a bit more instead, but he did a lot of things well in this, and obviously is a pretty solid Spider-Man player. There's not much I can actually give him in terms of tips, but what I would like to say is that it was a very enjoyable watch. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.